Hello everyone, we have applied project management principles on filmmaking project. This is our index. Project management is the process of initiating, planning, executing, controlling and closing the work of a team to achieve specific goals and meet specific success criteria at the specific time. Therefore, movies also are large-scale creative projects. Production management consists of managing the work, task, logistics and process that contribute to the successful completion of a movie. From a project management perspective, it can be broken down into initiation, planning, executing, monitoring and control and closing. Movie industry has for long relied on conventional wisdoms and traditions, but with digitalization there are new possibilities to improve old customs. If it is a small budget movie, a single person will have all the responsibilities of these positions. But in a big budget, there will be different person for each position and the product manager or the line manager who acts as project managers report directly to the producers. Film production companies are inherently project-based organizations which makes them dynamic, flexible enough to adjust to a project of any size. Filmmaking in general encompasses of a host of diverse activities including but not limited to story writing, script writing, casting, film production, editing, sound recording, sound mixing, color correction, etc. Like any other project in any industry, filmmaking also requires sound project management practices and economics to ensure a smooth execution and an efficient output. Filmmaking demonstrates an excellent project management technique to learn from.
Now we will see work breakdown structure. In this first stage, the main theme and storyline of the movie is defined along with the approach to be taken to deliver the desired output on screen. There are various project heads which are appointed is the director, producer, screenplay writer, editor, financer, etc. They select their team members based on skill and experience to particular units, for example sound, recording, production team, costume, makeup, etc. comes in the first stage. Planning is the second stage, includes a detailed identification and assign of each task until the end of the project. The climate, topography and other geographic features played a very important role and involve a great deal. The planning phase itself takes almost a year. Execution and control is the third stage. It is the most important in this phase. It is necessary to ensure project activities which are properly executed and controlled. During the execution phase, the planned solution is implemented to solve the problem specified in projects required. The project requirement is created. As execution phase progress, group across the organization become more deeply involved in planning for the final testing, production and support. In the last stage, the entire cast and we have to aim that the best is delivered. This stage involved the final mixing of sound, lyrics, background, editing and mixing a movie worth cherishing.
Here is the work breakdown structure of filmmaking. It consists of main 7 work breakdown structure. First is the conception and funding, includes scripting and dialogue, pitch for products, budgeting and scheduling. Second is the work is technical crew appointing, which includes assistant director team, sound department, costumes, makeup, etc. and also editing. Third is the cast audition, which includes domestic cast, international cast and extras cast. Fourth is the music and lyrics. It consists lyrics, soundtrack, music and sounding, record section, etc. Fifth is shooting, which includes location research, set schedule, location and on-location filming. Then next is post-production. It includes consists of editing, sound processing, editing and marketing, advertisement. Another is the releasing the movie, releasing, post-release mechanism, DVD release. Now activity dependency table which consists of activity, dependencies and duration. Now we see PERT chart. With the help of dependency table, we prepare PERT chart by using Fulkerson rule. As we can see that activity A is the starting activity and it is independent with duration of 20 days. Activity B depends on A for 8 more days. Similarly, all the remaining activities will follow and we will get the critical path, which is A, B, G, H, I, K, J, K, L, and the expected project length comes out to be 150 days.
This is the network diagram built in Microsoft project. The red blocks in the diagram represent the critical path activities which we have seen earlier. The chart is totally similar to the one we saw earlier. This is the Gantt chart. Gantt chart is the chart that shows time frame of an overall project breakdown by each individual task that the project consists of, showing the time frame that each task is to take from start date to finish date. Here we can see the early start Gantt chart. This looks at the soonest possible time at which the stated activities can be initiated in the earliest start time and can be completed in the earliest start time. We understand the schedule flexibility from the Gantt chart. Doing backward path analysis, we can see that the total slacks are available with some of the activities. In the chart, we see the activity F has 70 days of total slack and activity G has 9 days of total slack. Total slack is the amount of time the activity can be delayed without delaying the entire project. Critical path activities do not have total slack. Delaying these activities will delay the entire project. The activities which have slack are also administered in addition to the critical path activities, because if these activities delay beyond their slack, they may then become critical path activities and may generate new critical paths throughout the project. This Gantt chart has other uses as well. For instance, if for each of these activities, we can look at the work packages to determine the amount of funding each work package will require. And then we get the profile of all the expenses that the project is going to incur.
Now we will see risk management. Investment in the film industry is highly speculative and inherently risky. There can be no assurance of the economic success of any motion picture, since the revenues derived from the production and distribution of a motion picture depends primarily upon its acceptance by the public, which cannot be predicted. The commercial success of a motion picture is also depends upon the quality and acceptance of other competing films released into the marketplace. In order to minimize this risk, management plans to participate as much as possible throughout the process and will aim to mitigate financial risk where possible. Fulfilling these goals depend on the timing of investor financing, the ability to obtain distribution contract with satisfactory terms, and the continuous participation of the current management. Risk management of the film industries are broadly divided in the following parts. First is production risk. The production risk evolves from the peculiarities of the production process. Movies emerges from the combination of numerous individual inputs that needs to be coordinated and controlled. Second is consumption risk. The consumption risk from the fundamental uncertainty about the demand. The consumption is contingent of consumer taste and the value for users is fixed only during the user's experiences. The demand for a movie can hardly be determined in the advance, and it is largely independent of the invested production budget. Reputation risk. Incomplete contracts are common in the movie industry. Producers cannot be sure whether an actor delivered the performance, just as distributors cannot be sure to meet audience demand. The contractual uncertainty must be substituted with trust. And last is development risk. Like consumption risk, the development risks are based on the uncertainty of the demand. In this case, the demand of the distributor An investor of a movie package as a preliminary product. Distributor and investor cannot be sure whether the product meets their expectations, so the package must be regarded as credited goods.
Now we discuss the risk schedule mapping diagram, that is risk breakdown structure. As seen from the risk analysis, we have discussed the 6 main risks faced by the project. On further analysis of the project, the correlation between the issue and the risks can be determined. The risks and the issue and list and identified as the key ones faced by the project. On location accommodation for food for entire cast, safety and the security, health and hygiene issue, weather condition, coordination problem with excessive amount of extras, local labor laws, delay in shooting. The management action that would be undertaken to handle this issue, they are supervise health, safety and security, extra effort by assistant director team to control extras, customization and rework, negotiate with law administrator, hire new equipments, control budget for post production. Thank you.